What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? I'm just giving it a few seconds. Just giving it a few more seconds, and then I'll be on. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Mechul, and I'm here with my first episode of Mechul Yodel Talk. It's just me talking about stuff I found on the internet, stuff I found interesting, comfortable, just on my couch here. Yeah. So if you like this content, please like, comment, subscribe, dislike, comment, like, do all that stuff to let YouTube know that you like my content or you don't like my content. It's whatever. Subscribe to me so you can always get notifications of when I upload stuff and everything like that. But today is just a gossip talk, just talking about different things I found across the internet that I wanted to chat with the world about. So let's get started. So my first topic is going to be Michael J. White reveals his oldest son died from COVID at the age of 38. I wanted to talk about this particular topic because it's just so sad that people are still dying from COVID. Like this is crazy. I'm gonna put up a picture of Michael J. White. He's one of my favorite actors. Like I love this man. But it's so sad that his son died from COVID. COVID is real, and a lot of people out there are still just letting it just still not doing what they need to do to try to protect themselves. But let me read the article. I got this particular topic from Ice Cream Convos. You can follow them on Instagram or you can go to their website, icecreamconvos.com. But it says Michael J. White recently revealed his oldest son died from COVID-19 just a few months ago at the age of 38, which is so young. That is so very young. In an interview on Vlad TV, Michael opened up about his son, who was born when the actor was just 15 years old. That's even worse because that means they were kids together. He said they grew up at the same time. However, his son, who resided in Connecticut, struggled with substance abuse and living the street life. Unfortunately, he was still kind of out there in the streets hustling, wasn't doing well, started getting on substances. He come out, go back in, all that type of stuff. I know people who go through that life. It's hard. It's hard to quit drugs because it's a great coping mechanism, but it's just sucks. It sucks. Michael J. White shared that his son became ill and was hospitalized for a while before he passed. Ultimately, when he got sick and went to the hospital, COVID was waiting for him. That was the knockout blow. Michael said his son's health was compromised from drug abuse and he wasn't vaccinated. Y'all need to go get vaccinated. And they just ended the article with my condolences and prayers to Michael and his family. But you guys, that is crazy. The vaccine is free. There is nothing in the vaccine. There has been no reports of people getting harmed from this vaccine. You need to go get vaccinated. It is free. I know every major city is doing these big events. I live in the suburbs of Houston, and my county, because I don't live in the or I didn't live in the main county a couple months ago, and they did a big event at one of the high school stadiums, and I just went and got vaccinated. Came back 2 weeks later and got the second shot. It doesn't hurt. I was sick for maybe about 12 hours. Felt like I had the flu, but that was it. And I feel more comfortable walking around without a mask. When I forget my mask, I'm like, oh, I don't have to run back to the car, or I don't have to just buy so many masks like I was doing. I mean, with this new Delta variant that's out now, though, I am definitely back masked up. I wear my mask everywhere. I got my 4 or 5 masks in the car that I shuffle between and everything because this COVID stuff is real. This Delta variant is real. It is killing young people now, young, healthy people. See, I was worried about COVID because, I'm I weigh more than most people and I have other issues as well. So that's why I was worried about COVID. So that's why I was big about, washing my hands, hand sanitizer, wearing the mask. But once I got the vaccine, I felt a little bit more safe. And I thought this was going to be it for it with the vaccine. But you guys, play around, and it's not just the white Republicans, it's the black people, it's Democrats, it's just ignorant people just across the board who have not went and got vaccinated for no reason. We get vaccines all the time. When we're born, we get a slew of vaccines that you don't even know about, that haven't harmed you, that actually have helped you. Vaccines help. Vaccines do what they need to do. We need to stop playing it around and just get it so we can go back to normal. I haven't been to work. I haven't been to my full-time job in a year and a half. I have not been in that office in a year and a half. Haven't seen the faces of my bosses or my coworkers in a year and a half because I'm so scared that either they're not going to get vaccinated, their children is going to give it to them, or anything. And vaccines aren't 100%. So there's still a chance that I can get sick because other people are being ignorant. All we have to do is just follow the rules, do what we need to do, and we could get back to normal. But y'all don't want to get back to normal. Y'all want to play around with this. I don't get it. The vaccine, and I waited 3 months before I got the vaccines because I wanted to see if anyone, would get sick from the vaccine, and no one got sick. The Johnson and Johnson thing happened, but that was a special case circumstance. And I think that happened to like 7 people out of hundreds of thousands, millions of people. But the other two, Moderna and Pfizer, no one's gotten sick from, no one's gotten hurt from. So go get vaccinated. You don't want to lose a family member. Losing a 38-year-old son, that's 6 years older than I am right now. So, or will be next month because my birthday's next month. But to lose somebody that's 38 who only has lived a quarter of their life, half their life, that is so sad. And you don't need to be dying from COVID. That is so sad. And my prayers go out to Michael J. White and his family as well, because nobody should have to go through losing a child like that. That is the worst thing. My mom tells me all the time that is her worst fear, losing one of her children. So go out, get vaccinated, do what you need to do your part so we can get back to normal, so we can go outside and play. Because I want to go play outside. I'm sitting in this couch, sitting on this couch, creating a dent in it with me and my cat. But that's it for this story. Our next story is family sues Chicago police for pointing a gun at girls during a bogus raid. This irritated me. So it says F12. Chicago cops aim guns at black 9-year-old and 4-year-old sisters in botched no-knock warrant raid. And this is from Bossip. So please go follow Bossip on all the channels, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, if they're on there, and everything. So the article starts off, cops are really bad at their jobs, especially in Chicago. If you work at Popeyes and consistently mess up orders and giving people the wrong food, you will be fired ASAP. True. We we posit that police departments start treating these bump cops like poorly performing Popeyes workers and get them the F out of here. On August 7, 2019, Chicago police kicked down the door of a home without a warrant and pointed guns at 4-year-olds Rachela Winters and her 9-year-old sister, Savelia. Oh, those are really pretty names. Let the let the Bacon Boys tell it. They were chasing a man who was dressed in an all black, a description that didn't match the girl's father, who was also held at gunpoint with a knee in his back. According to the Daily Beast report, the police will go on to file a false report in an attempt to justify their reckless behavior. So on top of botching, they also lied and they probably still have their jobs. The girls still suffer trauma, including nightmares, sweat, and wetting the bed even after 2 years. Yesterday, a civil lawsuit was filed that noted that Rachela and Savelia severe long-term emotional and psychological distress, including symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder. Here's how dumb cops are. And I don't think all cops are dumb. This is just from the article. I am not one of those people that think all cops are dumb or that we just need to get rid of all cops. I don't think that at all. I think that's way too dangerous. But I think a good portion of them are dumb as hell. But so yesterday, a civil lawsuit was filed that noted that Rachel Okay, severe long term emotional and psychological distress, and they have PTSD. Here's how dumb cops are. Despite there being body camera footage that clearly contradicts their bogus story, the cops still decided to tell a lie created from whole cloth. Rather than admit they had forced their way into the home without much evidence, the officers knowingly filed internal reports falsely stating that they seen fleeing suspects duck into the family's apartments before they eluded capture by running out the back door and making good their escape, the suit says. We hope the family takes every red cent out of this department. And I agree. One, I hate no knock warrants. I think they're the most dangerous thing. I think about the thing that happened in Atlanta where they did the no knock warrant on the old lady house and she shot at them and they killed her. I think about there was another in Georgia. They did the no knock warrant. On this time, this was a white family. No knock warrant threw a bomb in the trailer, or whatever they do. I'm gonna call it a bomb, but whatever it is they throw into these trailers or into these houses to smoke bombs, I guess. And it landed in the baby's crib with the baby in the crib and it severely hurt that child. Breonna Taylor was a no knock warrant. I think no knock warrants are unconstitutional. You should, if okay, first, I think you should not have them at all because I think they're unconstitutional. You should, if you're coming in my house to search my house, I need paperwork to say, I need to know that you're coming in my house to search my house. You need to knock on the door. So I don't think you're somebody, so I won't shoot you or my kids won't be harmed in this process of you doing your job. I don't care if you do your job. If you think you need to search my house, search my house. If I got something to hide, I'll hide it. If I don't have nothing to hide, I won't hide it. You don't need to do a no knock warrant. A no knock warrant is more dangerous for everybody, including the police officer, than a knock warrant. That's first off. But if you have a no knock warrant, I think you should have to accept the consequences of what might happen if you run up in somebody's house. If you run up in my house, I am going to fight you. I am going to shoot you. I don't care who you are because I don't know who you are at that moment. With the knock warrant, I know that you're the police, and as a police, you could protect yourself and get ready. But with the no knock warrant, you're literally busting down someone's door without them knowing who you are. And I just don't get how you could charge somebody for shooting at you because you bust down their door. Like, come the hell on. Like, that is crazy. That is crazy. No knock warrants are the worst. I want this family to get every penny from the Chicago Police Department. One, because the officers lied and probably still have their job, and they got caught lying and still have their job. Two, you traumatized two little girls. I don't care what color they were. You don't point guns at kids. You don't point guns at kids. You know a 4-year old and a 6-year old little girl, or however old they were. You know that. You don't point guns at kids, and I don't know how you could get away with that. That is terrible. That is terrible. That is terrible on Chicago. Chicago needs to fix a lot of stuff, and they need to start with that police department. That is crazy. That is it for that topic. The next topic is one that I'm very proud of. Black athletes are sweeping up medals and making history at the Tokyo Olympics. Tamyra Mensah-Stock, Sydney McLaughlin, and more become champs. So let me put a picture up of Tamyra. So this is Tamyra. She won the gold in wrestling, women's wrestling, and that's I think one of the first. This story comes from Young Black and Fabulous. Follow them on all their social medias for giving me this article. But let's read it. Black excellence is taken over at the Tokyo Olympics, where several athletes have accomplished historic wins. Catch up on what Tamyra Mensah-Stock, Sydney McLaughlin, and Dala Muhammad that's Delilah. That's Delilah Muhammad and more have accomplished inside. Team USA is dominating the Tokyo Olympics right now. The nation holds 91 medals, which is more than any other country, but I think we are trailing China in gold. But we still got a lot to go. Black athletes are killing it in their respective sports and making history while doing so. Tamyra Mensah Cook made history after she became the first Black woman to win gold for Team USA in freestyle wrestling. Tamyra, who was seeded number one, took down number two seed Blessing Obaru Dudu from Nigeria, which is another Black queen. So I would have been happy with whoever won. It looks like the score 4-1 in the women's 68 kilogram freestyle final. After the gold medal win, the 28-year-old from Katy, Texas, which is right around the corner from me, professed her love for her country and shared how she hoped her victory would encourage Black girls in the United States to consider wrestling. It feels amazing, she said. I love representing the US and I freaking love living there. I love it and I'm so happy I get to represent the USA, she said. These young women are going to see themselves in a number of ways and they're going to look up there and go, I can do that, she said. I can see myself. It means they see someone like themselves on the podium, showing them that just because you're a female, it doesn't mean you can't accomplish the biggest of goals, she said. Someone on Instagram, United World Wrestling on Instagram said Minta Tam Stock becomes U.S. second ever women's wrestling champion. So she's the second, which is amazing. The win was extra special for Tamyra. Unfortunately, her biggest fan couldn't be there to cheer her on. Sadly, her father died in a car crash coming home from one of her high school wrestling meets. So that's sad. She said he would have been the loudest one there, she said through tears. He would be so proud. He would be so happy. Al Major congrats Tamyra on her epic win. Another young Black fabulouser who made history and nabbed the gold medal was Sydney McLaughlin. A world record and gold medal in the 400-meter hurdles. I actually watched that one. That was amazing. Sydney McLaughlin pulled up at the Tokyo Olympics to break her own world record. The New Jersey native beat her own record to win gold in Tokyo in the 400 meters hurdles. Fellow American Delilah Muhammad, who became just the second woman to run the event in fewer than 52 seconds, took home the silver. So they both broke records, gold and silver. Amazing. I'm truly proud of second place and to come home with silver after breaking a world record, Delilah said. It could be mixed emotions, but right now I don't feel that way. Right now, I truly feel proud of it, and I hope all the people back home are too. I would be happy with third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, any place if I was at the Olympics. If I was that talented and made it to Olympics and made it to the finals pass, I might be disappointed if I didn't make it past the trials, but making it just to the Olympics and making it to the finals, I would be so proud of myself. And to get a silver or bronze, to not even medal and still make it, I would be so proud of myself, you guys. So let's continue on. U.S. welterweight O'Shea Jones, I love the name O'Shea, made a name for herself during her debut in the Olympics. The 23-year-old Toledo, Ohio native is the first female welterweight boxer to represent USA boxing in the Olympic Games. And she is the first to medal as well, taking home the bronze medal. Amazing. You go, girl. I love seeing this Black girl magic. I love when Black men do stuff. I love when Black women do stuff. She said, I will go down in history for Team USA. The first female Team USA welterweight boxer to represent and the first to medal. And for the fellas, which I love watching men's track. I love it. It is the best thing ever. I was on the track team in middle and high school, getting my life. um, Team USA sprinters Kenny Bednarek and Noah Lyles scooped up medals in track. 24-year-old Lyles sprinted 200 meters in 19.74 seconds, which earned him the bronze. 22-year-old Bednarek took silver in 19.68. And Canada, I rep Canada as USA North. So I'm going to be proud of them too, as long as it was a chocolate melanated person. Canada's Andre DeGrasse won gold with 19.62. After the win, Noah broke down during a media conference while talking about his mental health challenges. Somebody asked me why I told people on Twitter that I was on antidepressants. It was strictly for the idea that I had taken something and it made me feel better. Lyles explains, I knew there was a lot of people out there like me who were too scared to say something or even start the journey. I wanted them to know if you guys see me in a big light, I want you. I want you to know that it's okay not to feel good and you can go out and talk to somebody. This is a serious issue. You don't have to wake up one day and think, I don't want to hear anymore. Congrats, guys. Vashti Cunningham, daughter of former NFL quarterback Randall Cunningham, is ready to raise the Olympic bar, literally. The 23-year-old is seeking redemption after falling short of a medal during the 2016 Olympics in Rio. She's back at the games and she's ready to take what she feels she has earned. The high jumper just cleared a 1.95-meter jump, which pushed her to compete into the high jump finals, and we're cheering her on to take home some gold. She's set to compete this Saturday, and we're keeping our fingers crossed. And I hope she does well. Vashti Cunningham. I will be watching that and waiting for her. But I love seeing this black magic, this black happiness, this black joy from our just from our black people. I love all Americans, but I have a special spot for all black people. So I am so happy that all of them are medaling. The ones getting gold, the ones getting silver, the ones that's getting bronze. Even if you're not winning, if you make it to the, even if you just make it to the Olympics, you are one of the best in your sport, your event, and you go. I had an uncle who made it to the Olympics, I think in 1984 in boxing, and that is one of his proudest. And I think he got bronze, and like that is one of his proudest achievements. And I'm so happy, and I just love all people who especially my black people who participate in the Olympics. But let's go to our next topic, which is about Mr. Bieber himself. I couldn't get the picture off the website. This is from the Griot. So but the Griot, follow them. I love the Griot because you get more than just entertainment, you get politics too. Um, but this says Justin Bieber apologized for supporting country artists who use the N word. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Pop sensation Justin Bieber is apologizing for supporting country singer Morgan Wallen. Never heard of Morgan Wallen, who was previously caught on video using the N-word. The former teen heartthrob shared a photo of Wallen's Dangerous, the double album, on his Instagram story on Wednesday. Bieber has posted a screenshot of the song, Sand in My Boots, and praised Wallen, saying that he loved the album. He later deleted the post and apologized. I had no idea that the guy's music I posted was recently found saying racist comments, he wrote. As you know, I don't support or tolerate any sort of racism or discrimination. I had no idea. I sincerely apologize to anyone I offended. After sharing the song and his apology, fans circulated a 2014 video of him parodying his own song, One Less Lonely Girl, which he had revised with lyrics that also included the N word. He also joked about joining the Ku Klux Klan in the parody. Someone on Twitter said the biggest joke is Justin Bieber's entire career. Oh God. Someone else also wrote on Twitter, Justin Bieber is such an industry plant. He always gets planted in every viral music, Despacito, Bad Guy, now that TikTok music by some kid, and he's leeching with that racist country artist. Somebody also wrote the Justin Bieber apologized for promoting Morgan Wallen's album on his Instagram story. He then deleted the story and issued an apology saying he had no idea of Allen's recent racist behavior. Wallen was caught saying the N word earlier this year. So that's racism sicken me to my core. I think it is the worst quality in a person that you judge somebody based off their skin color. You use derogatory words towards them because of their skin color, not their character, not anything else, but because of their skin color, you have an issue with them, or you use words that you know are harmful. Someone final tweet, wasn't it Usher who brought Bieber into the entertainment spotlight? So I hope he respects and stays clear of such degradation of anyone. Sorry. Bieber apologized again this week, saying, when I was a kid, I was incredibly ignorant and said some very hurtful racist jokes that clearly were not fun. Oh, I didn't know that. So, Justin Bieber, sir, you're problematic. Sir, you are problematic. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I can't listen to the one song by Justin Bieber with DJ Khaled anymore because that is problematic. Knowing that you're, ugh, ew, no, man. I don't like. I I don't forgive racism at all, but I get older people being racist because like old, and I mean like 70 plus old, 60 plus old. Anything younger than that, I don't respect you and I don't understand the racism. But if if you grew up in that time and that's what you were taught and that's what was beat into your head, it's hard to change stuff like that. So I will side eye you. But if you're younger than 60 years old and you're still out here being racist, you're stupid. If you're 20 and racist, you're stupid. Like, dude, you're younger than me and you do racist, insensitive stuff. That is crazy. Let me finish reading this article. He wrote the following in his new Instagram story on Wednesday. I heard a lot of people, especially the black people in my life. Yeah, the black people that put you on, sir, but was fortunate enough to have had them educate me on the horrifying origins of the N word. This brings you should have known the horrifying origins of the N word, even being from Canada, sir. This stuff, see, this is the stuff that should be taught in school at a young age about the racist beginning of these American countries, Mexico, Canada, United States. So you should know better. You should know better. And I blame the schools. I blame your mother. I blame your daddy. I blame your friends because racism is stupid. This brings those painful memories back up. I will always take ownership for my ignorance in my past because I know I am not that person. I know that I have apologized for this before, but knowing that this is such a sensitive issue, I believe it is important to bring this up to hopefully educate people who may be ignorant to the topic of racism and how hurtful it is. I have so much more to learn, he added, and I'm grateful for my black brothers and sisters for being patient with me. No, we're not. We're not. See, that's the thing. We're not being patient no more. As black people, we don't have to be patient for these ignorant white people or these ignorant allies to white people to get stuff right. They need to get it right off the rip because there's no reason to be racist. To be racist, to have racism flow through your heart. It is ignorant. It is stupid. It is dumb, and you are dumb to do racist stuff now because you should know better. He continues on. I have so much more to learn. I'm grateful for my black brothers and sisters. I read that. Bieber has previously expressed that his Canadian upbringing made him previously unaware of much of America's history with civil rights of black people. Canada went through the same thing, bro. That's not an excuse. There was racism in Canada. Canada is America light. There was racism in Canada. So you say, oh, because it's the United States, it's different. No, that's not an excuse. Racism is an American thing, and there are three American powerhouse countries, and all of them have dealt with black racism, indigenous racism, Asian racism, Latino racism. So it is not an excuse for you not to know, and that's not an excuse to say you grew up in Canada and you don't know about America's history with civil rights. No, sir, you know about it because they had the same thing going on there. In a clubhouse chat room, he talked about why he included it and his growing sensitivity to the fight for Black lives. I think for me, coming from Canada and being uneducated and making insensitive jokes when I was a kid and being insensitive, being honestly just a part of the problem because I just didn't know better, said Bieber. For me to have this platform to just share the raw moment of Martin Luther King in a time where he knew he was going to die for what he was standing up for. It's sickening, and I'm mad that he used that Canada excuse. Like that really just angered me because they have these same issues in Canada that we have here. There is racism just as much, maybe not just as much, but there's racism in Canada, especially with the indigenous people who were here first, the girls being stolen and never being found again. That is an issue. Thousands of dead indigenous people in the northern parts of Canada. You guys have a problem, and I know it should be taught in the schools in Canada. What is going on, Canada? We always look to you as the better country, but you guys got a lot of explaining to do. All of these great countries that we were like, oh, they're so good. Canada, Australia, Mexico, the United Kingdom, every country. Racism is one of the original sins of this world. It makes no sense to judge somebody based on the color of their skin, yet we do. What is that about? But let's move on to our last topic. It's about this guy right here, Mr. T.I. I am not going to say too many bad things about Mr. $5 words because that's my mama boss and she can't get fired because she need to pay bills at her house. But um yeah, I'm not gonna say bad things about him, but I am going to give my filtered opinion about it. But this is from Hip Hop Hollywood. Follow them on all their social medias. They release great stories and stuff. But this article reads, T.I. feels rappers are being bullied by the gay community. T.I. is still sharing his thoughts on the baby's controversial comments at Rolling Loud. On Wednesday, Tip hopped on IG Live to get some things off his chest. He basically doubled down on his defense of the baby. He said he believes rappers are actual victims of harassment by those in the gay community. Why do words cost $5 words? But here we go. Why do words cause such a visceral reaction that will lead to someone trying to attack, villainize, demonize, crucify, condemn, and like, is like now you bullying? He lamented. We all stood up on the behalf of gays and lesbians and people in the gay community, and you should continue doing so. You should continue standing up for communities that are disparaged by others in the majority because we thought it was some bull crap for y'all to have to be bullied. But I don't think any of us did that to feel like you wouldn't. Sorry, I can't read. But I don't think any of us did that to feel like you would now have the authority to come and bully us. The Atlanta bred rapper also chatted with comedian Zoe, which was the worst interview ever. Zoe is the worst. And I used to think he was so funny, but he is not a good representative for the gay community. But alas, the Atlanta bred rapper also chatted with comedian Zoe and said he believed the baby comments were merely part of his show. Let me look at myself. Really? He really thought the comments were part of the show? Come off with that. Come off with that. And the call to action was not intended to be offensive. It was very intended to be offensive. Talking about somebody giving fellatio in the parking lot is offensive. It's offensive. You were saying it to be disparaging. You were saying it to be harmful. That's why the baby said those comments to be harmful. He didn't realize he was saying, ignorant people typically don't know that they're saying ignorant stuff. But yeah, he's being very ignorant. And people condemning saying that's a good thing are crazy. Sorry, money. That's why my phone's going off. That's why I have to leave it on. I will do that. Oh no, that's for today. No, I'm not doing that. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm back. That was not money. But yeah, ignorant people say ignorant things and may not realize they're saying ignorant things. And us speaking up as somebody in the gay community and saying, "Hey, you can't say you can't no, you can say whatever you want to, but hey, you shouldn't say stuff like there's a time and a place, typically in your head, to say stuff like that. If you want people to support you, you do have to appeal to more than just one group of people." So, yeah, let me continue on with the article. On Tuesday, the baby, whose real name is Jonathan Kirk, basic name, also issued an apology, which I don't get why people are still writing so hard for what he said when the baby has turned around and apologized and is willing to get educated and blah, blah, blah to learn more about the wrong things that he said. But people are still writing so hard for the comments that he made. Back to the article. Anybody who's ever been affected by AIDS and HIV, y'all got the right to be upset. What I said was insensitive, even though I had no intentions on offending anybody. See, that's the lie. That's a lie. You had intentions of saying it because you said it disparagingly. You said it to be condescending. So you're lying there. You had the intentions. You had the malice of forethought when you said those comments. You probably were wrapped up in the moment, but the malice was there when you said those comments. When you said the thing about people are going to die in a week from HIV and AIDS, people out, getting fellatio from dudes out in the parking lot. People like, I'm not even gonna go into that. Back to the article. So my apologies, he tweeted Tuesday evening. But the LGBT community, I ain't tripping on y'all. Do y'all business? It's y'all business. It comes after he tried to explain away his remarks in a post on Monday. He also received tons of backlash on Twitter. And artists like Elton John, Dua Lipa, and Amber Rose called him out as well. So yeah, I don't get why they're still writing hard for the comments when the baby himself has said, you know what, those were wrong. I'm trying to learn from this. I made a mistake. It's messing with my money now. This can't be going on. I can't be messing with my money for saying something stupid. If you're on the level like that, you do have to watch the words that come out your mouth. You can't just be saying anybody, because these communities, because it's not just the gay community, but all communities, they are strong about you saying disparaging things about them. Um, Ti saying that the gay community is bullying. Now, yes, there are a small vocal minority who do say stupid crap that even I'm like, ugh, please stop. But you're not being bullied by a group of people who are saying, "Hey, that was wrong. You can't do this." And hey, you might have to lose out on a few opportunities so you can learn that you can't just go around saying anything you want to on a stage, of hundreds of thousands of people. Yeah, you can't do that. Um, the baby, Ti, and all these people who are writing for him and writing for this, stop it. Please stop it. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Um, we're having a big debate in my family right now because somebody shared a post saying, if we're going to counsel the baby, we should also counsel Little Nas X. And I was the first person to comment after this was shared, and I was like, so we're going to counsel Little Nas X for living his life freely as he so chooses to live his life, not saying anything disparaging to people, not harming a whole group of people that he knows nothing about. We're going to counsel him, but and you guys are making it equivalent to the baby who said something untrue, false. He said something harmful, and he said something bigoted. And bigotry is just another word for prejudice. So he said something untruthful, something harmful, and something bigoted. How do you make the equivalence between Little Nas X living his life and the baby saying something terrible? Those are two different things. They can't even be compared. Like, I can't see where you compare it. And one of my cousins was like, well, I counseled Lil Nas X for the devil stuff. Ma'am, no, you didn't. You counseled Lil Nas X because he was gay. Because there's devil stuff all the time and stuff that you watch on TV and listen to in music all the time, and you don't counsel those artists. So you say you counsel because he danced on a man that was dressed up like the devil, which he killed the devil in the video. Yeah, that's not why you counsel. I mean, you didn't counsel him at all because the little boy is making a lot of money, but that's not why you counseled him. And my sister chimed in. It was like, or no, my cousin's sister chimed in, which also my cousin, and was like, well, it's not really Lil Nas X that we're counseling. It's all the down low men, and I'm like, what? And both me and my sister are like, what the hell are y'all talking about? Y'all are just saying stuff now because Little Nas X isn't down low. We hope the baby is not down low. What does down low men have to do with anything? And me and my sister just came to the conclusion that black women are probably the most harmful to gay black men or to gay men or men who may be questioning their sexuality because they just make equivalences to stuff that doesn't make sense. Down low men have nothing to do with Lil Nas X, who lives his life out and proud. That have nothing to do with the baby who just said some stupid remarks, and he is being dealt the consequences of those remarks. So we just came up to, you know what, black women, please, y'all got to do better. 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 Because she was like, even as a black woman, because she said internally, I feel, the same way too. But I'm smart enough to recognize these biases that I've been taught as a child from, just the world. So, and I was like, yeah, because that's one of the few issues I have with black women. That's one of the issues of the homophobia, the ingrained misogyny that they have, the sexism on their cells that they have. It doesn't make any sense to me. Um, so yeah, sorry, my nose is stuffed up for some reason. I guess because I decided to talk. But yeah, we all got to do better as black people. We don't have to live to the white ideals of who we should be, but we do have to do better. We need to stop making false equivalencies to stuff that doesn't make sense. The baby comments have nothing to do with Lil Nas X, which has nothing to do with down low men, which really has everything to do with homophobia in the black community, ingrained homophobia in the black community. Because even my mom, who has two gay sons, me and my older brother, like, oh, it was so bad. And, finally, she came to a realization that there's nothing that she did wrong. There's nothing that the world did wrong. This is just how we were born. I actually woke up to a great video about how homosexuality and transsexuality is all in the brain, and it's just how we are as people. It is not nature. I mean, it's not nurture. It is all nature. It is all nature. And I used to be a gay who felt like I was turned gay. But then after growing up and, being in my later 20s, I was like, no, I think I always liked men. So all of this is stupid. The gays aren't bullying you straight black men. The gays aren't bullying anybody. They're just trying to live their life. For the few that are loud and ignorant, every group has loud and ignorant people because there's loud and ignorant people in Black Lives Matter and the Democratic Party and everything that I'm just like, y'all are doing too much. And yes, people are doing too much. The baby did too much. That was really what was it. He did too much, and now he's getting the whooping for it. He'll be okay. I still like the baby's music. I am not going to counsel his. I am not going to counsel him for this one f up. If he continues to make these f ups, then I can't listen to his music. I'm a Charlotte in NIGGA like the baby is, so I gotta support my guy. But you know, you still, if you f up, you need to be told that you f up. You need to learn. I used to have crazy thoughts about trans people until I actually sat down and learned about, the differences and stuff. I still have personal thoughts, but that's not for the world to know. That's just for they're allowed to live their lives however they choose to feel and however they want to be. But with all that said, I am done with my first episode of Mechul Talk. Talking about just stuff I found on the internet. I want to try to do at least 3 of these videos a week of me just sitting down and talking to you guys about stuff. I would love if you guys were to join my chats or just talk to me about anything. If you want to join my lives and talk about stuff, I would love it. But I thank you so much for watching this video on the playback. And you guys continue talking and continue having that dialogue that we need. Have a great day.